Well, hello, my beautiful Capricorn. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for November 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using guide chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. So let us start your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Capricorn, this is your monthly reading for November. I can't believe we're here already, but here we are. The months are literally flying on by, and of course, November has arrived, and it promises to be a pretty big month ahead, for we have officially moved into smoldering Scorpio season. And let's just say that this month it may slip on in quietly, but it certainly holds a lot of gravitas, a lot of intensity, and of course, it offers you an opportunity for your fearless inner strength to make some major power moves in silence, but the results and the rewards, shall we say, will definitely make some monumental noise for your future to come. For this month, you shall be magnetic, especially since your 11th house is influencing you this month, which is all about your hopes, dreams, and wishes. Your manifestation skills are stronger than usual. It's a highly transformative month to do a deep dive emotionally and rise up like a phoenix, to rebirth, overcome any issues, and reclaim your power, your sovereignty, and of course, your success. Now, the truth, they say, shall set us free, and this is a supercharged month of cathartic release and reset, as captivating Scorpio season bestows Plutonian energy upon us all, to face our truth with a critical eye, and cast out anything that does not enrich our souls, as well as our journey ahead. And it is here that we hold ourselves to higher standards, if that's even possible, my beautiful Capricorn, because you tend to have pretty high standards already. But with laser-like focus this month, it is full steam ahead. Let's just say it's that final push before December encourages a slower pace. Now, persuasive Scorpio season amplifies persistence and tenacity as the driving force and determination behind your plans, your goals, and your dreams. This month encourages you to seek your truth and wear it proud. Confront any fears, challenge the status quo, ask leading questions and dig a little bit deeper. And of course, contemplate the mysteries of you and all that you are capable of and more, as well as you exploring, your inner world and your interaction with the outer world there as well. Big soul-searching month there. Now, of course, your sensual side also comes out to play this month as you explore new experiences and challenge yourself out of your comfort zone. This is the month to dare, to double dare even, as your inner rebel sets the tone and pace for the coming weeks. But it's not all action-packed, for you may also have a profound sense of yearning for alone time, a desire to process your path, understand your emotions, let go of the past, and make sense of the deeper undertones of life. Emotional security and your home life will be firmly on your mind as you try to make sense of a world undergoing a radical shift. Now, the super full moon in the sign of Taurus on the 5th of November offers you an opportunity to remain practical and stay on top of your finances, as well as foster habits to attract more. Plus, the Uranus retrograde, Uranus is already retrograding, but it will dip back into the sign of Taurus, requesting you to revisit any financial strategies or reevaluate spending, but with a notion of a little twist, to gift yourself a little treat for you, or indeed receive a token of appreciation from an alternative source. Now, this retrograde also helps you rewire or plan without any sudden, unexpected plot twists, which is nice, flinging you out of your comfort zone. It's nice to step out of your own comfort zone, but it's not nice to be flung out of it, so that's kind of a little bit more of a balanced energy. However, Mercury retrograde is a bit of a different story. It's notorious for causing issues with communication systems, delays, social media network glitches, miscommunications, and general befuddlement, especially when clarity is sought. So get everything in writing as documented proof to save down financial statements, to prove finances, should there ever be that glitch. Now, the 6th of November sees Venus get up close and personal in the sign of Scorpio. So if you're single, expect sparks to fly with a new encounter. And if you're already committed, this month will dial up the chemistry to take things to a whole new level. It's time to adore and explore. Now, that sounds like a lot, right? But breathe. Jupiter retrogrades on the 11th, and it asks you to relax, to question where you are spending your energy, and it reminds you that you've got this. For Scorpio season nudges you to be the change that you want to see in your world, and with that fire in your soul coming to the surface, you'll be excited about the revamp. Now, in terms of global events, and please fast forward this part if you really don't wish to hear it, I did mention in my 2025 yearly forecast that this year was a monumental shift year. Well, Neptune's 165-year orbit period is about to complete, and it just dipped back into the sign of Pisces as a final salute before moving permanently into Aries. Now, this will never occur again in our lifetime. Last time Neptune shifted like this was between 1847 and 1875. So why should this be relevant? Well, that time period documents radical revolution, uprising, advancements in technology, famous gold rushes, agricultural struggles, changes in monarchy, a shift in higher consciousness, which also saw the rise in spiritualism as people returned to their core values. And also, incidentally, the Suez Canal even underwent significant construction affecting trade. Well, we see the same progression in that very area as we embark on the same cycle. Now, I'm not saying that history will repeat itself in this timeline, but perhaps we can learn from the past to understand the present direction. I also mentioned that this year would be about fire and water. Neptune in Pisces, of course, affects oceans, and when it moves into Aries, fire. So land masses that have lain dormant for hundreds of thousands of years will be awakening, and underwater topography could also be impacted. A solar maximum flare could also impact a seismic event or potential major power outage, but of course this too shall pass. I want you to be aware of that, and we'll also hear more about that mysterious three-eye atlas drifting through space. Well, it's not really drifting. It has, a course that is going pretty quickly, but it will be in the spotlight because of its unusual light anomalies. Now, also, Mars moves into the sign of Sagittarius, which can lead to potential conflict. Mars is a very fiery planet associated with confrontation and war. Combined with impulsive Sagittarius energy, this can trigger a gamble with audacious moves in order to expand or control. Rhetoric is replaced with action when we see these two combine. I hope I'm wrong there, but, the energy lends itself to that. And, of course, there's so many layers to energy. Mars and Sagittarius, for you in particular, my beautiful Capricorn, you could see yourself get a little bit cranky with someone who is trying to push your buttons. You may, exert your energy and your boundaries to dominate the situation. There could be a minor, grouchiness there between people. So, you can apply it to many different levels there. And of course, there are many levels and shifts going on, and they all affect the energy in different ways. So on a personal level for you, the new moon in Scorpio on the 19th actually offers you a chance at something new, but with an electric twist, something bold, something daring, but most importantly, something meaningful and true to who you are. It actually offers you a period of reflection where you contemplate stealthy moves towards abundance and security, for true power moves in silence. I think you know that already, my beautiful Capricorn. A spark of the divine is lit within you, helping you engage more fully in all that enriches your soul and, of course, your wonderful path ahead. Now, you're deep in thought this month. I could see all of these cards, that there's a lot of rumination going on there. Your first card is the inner teacher, so you're listening to your own advice this month. Now, it's really interesting because I see a lot of you with this energy of, having stuff to do. You're very productive, very organized, very structured. Of course, you have your mind on your money and your money on your mind. And also you're coming home to self. Of course, there's a devil energy there as well. It's a Capricornian card. So this can indicate that you feel like withdrawing into thinking about your sense of purpose this month and, being on top of your usual duties, correspondence, emails, texts, paperwork, all of the stuff, right? Some of you may even embark on, wanting to learn new things or submerge yourself there in, a course of learning, higher learning, getting qualifications, certifications in order to reach higher pay grades there as well. But your fifth house is calling. So there's going to be a little bit of an inner battle there between you both because there's this energy. And when I say between you both, there's this, very kind of like regimented, got to be strict with myself, especially since you have the Emperor there, leadership energy, you've got stuff to do. But at the same time, your fifth house is saying, come out to play, because your fifth house is the pursuit of pleasure. And looking at the energy of your cards, it doesn't mean you're not going to have pleasure, but I feel like it's almost like you have stuff to do before you go out there and have fun. Because, of course, your fifth house, the pursuit of pleasure, is really letting your hair down, going out, having fun, accepting invitations, coming out of your comfort zone to seek more excitement. And you have a Wheel of Fortune, so this is going to be a very spontaneous month, so there will be some impromptu opportunities to go out there and have fun. But I feel like you have something else on your mind this month because I feel like with that Hermit energy, you don't want any distractions. I feel like you've got stuff to do to get ahead there. I mean, your 11th house is also influencing you. So this can indicate that you're firmly locked onto your goals, your dreams, your wishes, and the things that you need to do in order to get by this month. I mean, this is the Hierophant energy. So although it says inner teacher, I feel a lot of you are enriching your soul with new knowledge in order to advance in life this month. And you're holding yourself to account. There's definitely organized structure with this card. Structure is going to work really well for you because there is going to be a few plot changes, shall we say, with your diary or your schedule in some way. And of course, the Wheel of Fortune indicates that this is a lucky month for you. I feel there's going to be some really good things that come out, but on a practical level, I feel like you're looking at your mindfulness this month as well, managing stress levels. I feel a lot of you have been under pressure recently, holding it all together there, and you are in need of a bit of a rest or a break. So I feel like you're going to be taking moments of pause or break whenever you can find them, but I feel there's something else, as I said, on your mind right now. So yes, a lot of you are contemplating educating yourself or downloading courses online. I mean, some of you may actually think about, educating others with this card. You are a mentor. You're someone who has a lot of knowledge, a lot of skill set there. We have that King of Swords energy. I mean, there's 3 people here, so perhaps you're dealing with a couple of people, but I feel there is this energy of, you focused and accessing different aspects of yourself to remain on course, be serious about your goals and your finances, and also your projects. A lot of you are going to be focused on the home space, maybe doing some DIY, but I feel more than anything, you're like not on autopilot. I just feel like you are contemplating something other, even though you're already like focused on the things that you have to do as a responsibility or a duty there, okay? But a lot of you there, you could be contemplating either teaching others, being a mentor, or even writing a book on how to do something or informing others, educating them. I mean, this could also be that you have the knowledge that someone close to you needs and you're educating them, guiding them on how to, navigate something, and they really appreciate your advice there because this is an advice card. But a lot of you, it's like you checking in to give some advice to yourself. I mean, I always say that the answers are always within you. Your higher self knows. And with that moon energy, this is a withdrawal energy. It's an ebb and flow really, because a lot of you are thinking about your sense of comfort, your sense of independence, and finding a balance between the two. But your Wheel of Fortune energy and the moon tells me you want to romance your life a little bit more. You're focused heavily on your dreams. The moon is all about your vision for the future. And I feel there's going to be some really excellent luck for you in and around the 5th of November, okay? So it doesn't have to be exactly that date because I'm being given around about the 5th to the 10th for you in particular. There is some really good news coming in there for you, and it is very fortunate. This could come as a surprise. It's a nice surprise there, but with the Devil card, I would say think about it, whatever it is, because there may be something that perhaps legally is connected to it, because you do have a lot of very structured cards here. I feel it's important to have head and heart decision here. And of course, I don't see anything really negative here, because your final card is the Judgment energy. So you're judging whether this is a right opportunity for you. I feel like you will celebrate whatever decision you make there. But with that Devil card energy, I feel like you may be stuck between two choices, and one may seem more tempting than the other. However, in the long run, because I feel a lot of you are thinking about your long-term plans as well as short-term plans, I feel in the long run, you know deep down which one is right for you, and you're taking your own advice. Always seek advice outside of yourself if you're feeling a little bit lost in the decision, but of course, essentially, it'll come back to your own advice. I always say your gut instinct knows the way first off, so your first decision is normally the right decision. However, you know, when we get in our head, that's when we talk ourselves out of things. So just watch out for that. That's coming out there. Now, a lot of you are turning your life around there, and I feel there is this energy of trying to lean into more sensitivity or softness this month, because as you can see, this card, she's literally revealing the inner workings and the heart space. So it can be that you are going to be letting someone in this month, someone that you are surprised that you're letting in. You're normally a very private person, but you could actually, you know, open up a little bit more to somebody about your hopes and fears, because your 11th house, of course, is influencing you. And this could be a friend, someone that perhaps, you know, you are really close to anyway. This could also be a family member. It doesn't have to be a friend. It could be a colleague, someone. I just feel like, you know, you share a very deep conversation with this person, and it kind of surprises you that actually they see you, they get you, and, you know, this person, they're a good listener. I feel like this person doesn't even give advice. I feel like this person just listens and says, okay, I hear you. And they may have gone through something very similar before, but I feel like you just wanted to like vent. Okay, that's something that's coming out there. But it will clear the air for you, but also clear your mind is something that's coming out there as well. Now, of course, the moon energy, it is an energy of going through the shadow self, especially since Scorpio season is going to trigger everybody to go through that. But I think that you're actually seeing through this and doing a lot of questioning more about your path. This is an energy of like fantasizing about your dreams, your goals, you know, using your instincts. As I said, there is this energy of making a decision at the end of the month there and utilizing your instincts, because your instincts, your gut instinct, it knows the way, okay? And of course, some of you, you know, and this is just coming up, I have to mention it. I don't really know why my guides are saying this, but it's coming through, so I have to mention it. But a lot of you may be very hesitant about some sort of fundamental structure that is occurring with an establishment. So it could be that you perceive that there's some sort of undercurrent of deception with like the way something is governed at this moment in time, whether that's something local to you or whether that's global. That's your call. I feel there's an energy of you keeping an eye on something. Perhaps you're looking at the timing of something as well, of rules, regulations, or policies coming in, because of course, you know, the Hierophant is all about structures that have been passed down from generation to generation, and these can connect to establishments that hold the power to govern. So with that Wheel of Fortune, you may feel like there needs to be some sort of U-turn or turnaround there. There may even be something that seems too good to be true that comes out, and you're like, seeking what is below the surface. The moon energy is like, what is hidden will come to light. So a lot of you are keeping your eye on something that I feel like you already know. You know, you may see things that other people don't see, and you're like, I don't trust that, or, you know, this is not something that I feel is positive, and I feel it should be revealed in November that you were right, okay? I feel a lot of you don't want to be right. But anyway, let's bring it back to your energy, because that just popped out there. I had to honor it. I feel with that moon energy, you are ruminating on something, big decisions happening this month. But on a practical level, I feel like you're leaning into your sense of duty, responsibilities there. Of course, your 11th house is all about hopes and wishes. It's about your manifestation skills, which will be stronger than usual. So I would say set an intention, especially when it comes to moon cycles. The full moon and the new moon for you will work really well. Especially when you feel like you're about to overthink something, I would say withdraw. Take a quiet space. And of course, I feel a lot of you, this is about ruminating to take up more space in your life. But I would say a quiet space to really set your intentions for the coming year, because I feel you're connecting to energy right now that is far reaching. So have that thought. It will literally turn your future around. Ruminate on what it is you really want. Make that decision and watch the universe send people or deliver opportunities to really help you. I feel this is a great month to turn your life around, especially with your thoughts, okay? Because with that King of Swords, thoughts become things. Now, on a personal level, a lot of you are doing some healing work because, of course, you've got that King of Swords. There's 2 Kings of Swords in this deck, but you got the one with the needle and thread. A lot of the collective are getting this right now. This is a big month to do some soul searching, which I feel like you're definitely doing, but also it is a big month to do some healing, cathartically letting things go. So I'm not surprised that this card is pretty much showing up for everyone for the collective over the month of November there. For some of you, this could be a parental wound or a challenge that you had regarding a guardian or a parent. I feel a lot of you are contemplating something at this moment in time in order to release and heal. You know, we forgive the past, not just to let someone off the hook, but to lighten our karmic energy and load so that we can be free of any hurt or any wound so it does not impact our future happiness. So I feel there's this lighter energy when you leave the month of November because I feel you've been doing a lot of thinking, okay? Now, bringing this energy back to you, because I feel a lot of you, even though your 5th house is kind of like trying to make you have a gear shift, let your hair down and have fun. And of course, you're going to be booking events. And, you know, for some of you, I mean, there's no travel energy here. Doesn't mean you're not traveling, but there's this energy of like needing to let your hair down, enjoy yourself, and book events that raise your vibration. But there's something whispering to you from the sidelines, and it feels like your sense of duty or responsibility. You're going to be stricter with yourself because I feel there is something here of a temptation. The Devil card can indicate that you are going to be detoxifying this month or being aware of your excesses this month. If you've overindulged in some area, I feel like you're being stricter with yourself this month in order to get back on track. And if you've been really good with your diet, exercise routine, or even intrusive thoughts, because you have that King of Swords energy, I feel there is this moment, a temptation to fall back into a cycle. But what I love about this is you have the, if I can pick it up, you have the Hermit energy, which means you refrain from, you know, connecting to anything that is negative that would tempt you into a cycle of toxicity or, you know, that would limit you in any shape or form. And the Judgment card is like you judge the situation and you call it well. So I feel like, you know, you are staying on top of your decisions and you are stricter with yourself. Now, of course, the Emperor is a leadership card, so this can indicate after a period of taking your foot off the pedal for a little bit, that's probably going to be your 5th house. You're already in your 5th house by the time you actually listen to this reading. So perhaps you've been like going, oh, I just need a break, just need to go out there, seek fun events. A lot of you, especially since we have the Devil card and the Hermit there, you know, there could be some sort of party connected to Samhain or Halloween there that you'd want to go to, or, you know, settle in with some sort of documentary on like the unknown, because you have a lot of mysterious cards with the Moon showing up and the Hermit. You may want to cozy down with even, you know, a documentary about unsolved mysteries, for example, or contemplate the mysteries of the universe, or even think about like the spirit world and the veil and beyond. So a lot of you, there is this soul searching, seeking energy. You're called to see what is beyond, you know, what you already see. So you may be searching out a lot of facts with that King of Swords energy to remain informed. But on a practical level, I feel like you are sticking to your structure, you are organized. A lot of you are calculating or analyzing something. It feels very much like you're in the period of learning about something, calculating your plans, because everything is connected there. The Emperor is a lot of success. I feel like, there is this energy of good luck, success swirling around you right now. But I feel like there's this energy of you removing yourself to really deeply think about the next steps. You don't really want to celebrate right now until it is done, whatever it is. So it could be a contract or some sort of power move that you're about to make in silence, definitely, because you have that Hermit energy. I mean, the Devil card, it can indicate that you have been feeling a little bit stuck in a rut in some way, or you've been a little bit anxious about something. But the Wheel of Fortune tells me that there is good luck, there is divine timing. If you've had any delays, they were meant to occur on purpose, because everything has its time and place. And suddenly you're called to action and you know what to do. You know what to do because you've been preparing for this, whatever this is. Okay, because it's going to be different for everybody. But I definitely see here you're taking ownership of your life. You're taking the lead. You're a goal setter and a goal getter. And you're in the pursuit of something that is going to set you up for your future. I'm actually seeing a footprint in the water right now. So this could be that you're taking a first step on something that you've been ruminating on for some time, maybe launching something. It's definitely connected to your plans and your goals. I mean, even if you are someone who is retired, I feel like you have a plan to either give back to yourself, lean into your life philosophy, learn more about who you are, connect to some sort of group activity, because of course your 11th house is going to help you seek out people who have an affinity with you. There are 3 people here, so this could be 3 of you, 3 of your friends, or perhaps you're about to meet some people, 2 people in particular who will be very fundamental to a friendship, people who are honest, true, and invested in a friendship from the very beginning. So if you're soul searching for your soul tribe, I definitely see a lot of you connecting to some sort of hobby or group activity. I mean, this could even be connected to knowledge, a place where you learn. And I feel this, will kind of like help you connect to others. There is a Hermit energy, as I said there. For some of you, this could be a spiritual group, or it could be, a place where you celebrate your faith, because you do have a faith card with the Hierophant there. But more than anything, I feel a lot of you, this is you kind of like having faith, backing yourself, showing up for yourself, and bringing your A game, and accessing different parts of your personality traits in order to remain on track of your finances. I mean, a lot of you are trying to make more money, attract more money. And with the King of Pentacles, it means that anything you turn your hand to, you can find an opportunity anywhere and you can make money out of it. You've got great ideas, especially with that King of Swords energy. If you run your own business already, I would definitely say that a lot of you are reaching out, branching out, maybe even overseas energy there, because the King of Swords is very international. And the King of Pentacles, of course, is making more money, doubling your finances, or seeking alternative avenues in order to branch out. A lot of you could be mending your finances this month, whether you're in a career or not. I would say you may be, being a little bit stricter with what you spend, not because you're worried, or low, some of you with that Devil card, you may be. I feel the majority of you, it's just savvy. It's just good business. A lot of you are just getting better deals elsewhere. And of course, you're just staying on top of your savings plan there as well. Now, if you're someone who's currently out of work and you're searching for a role, I do feel, of course, a lot of you, the moon energy indicates there's a little bit of anxiety there. You've waited a long time. You may feel the job market is oversaturated. There's a lot of opportunities out there, but they seem to be either, sourced in-house, or you feel there's nepotism there because of the cards that have popped out. And a lot of you may have been told that you're overqualified. You're getting very strong hierarchical position cards there. So it means basically you have a lot of knowledge with that Hierophant there. And of course, I feel, of course, you have a lot of skill set. And it just means that they love your skill set. They would love to hire you, but financially, the money's just not there. And I feel they know that you would value your skill set, and you're not just going to take any opportunity. You're going to wait for the right one that pays you what you deserve. There has to be reciprocity. So if you're looking for an opportunity, I see 3 coming in, really, when I look at it. One is very much a very high-ranking position. It feels like it doesn't go anywhere after that. It is something that you would be in until you retire, okay? And I feel like the money would be right. but it may be just a little bit less than what you're hoping for, but you will kind of like staircase your finances in that in years to come, is what I'm seeing there. And then there's these two other roles. They feel very much kind of on the same level, but one is a little bit more money than the other, of course, and they're both very standalone positions. So it could be that you're managing, or it could be that, you know, one is very serious, okay? I definitely see this as a very serious, successful role where you will have like way more money than the other one, okay? That's just something that is coming out there. And then there's this other one that's connected more to online or data, you know, something air related there. And I feel like it could be connected to fixing things, or it could be connected to like sourcing information to help a company thrive, for example. So really random, I know, but a lot of you, no matter what you do, it doesn't have to be those specific energies coming out. But what I mean by, like, if you worked in a warehouse, for example, this role could actually be that you have some ideas that could make the role more streamlined or more efficient. So you would fix the way that they work. You know, you have lots of great kind of input in the industry. Even if you work in a restaurant, for example, it can be that you've got great ideas for how to, you know, make more clientele be interested in coming for a meal at the restaurant. That's the sort of role I'm talking about. And then the other one is kind of like, you know, there's a structure of how it's done. It just feels like you're just doing it and you have the knowledge to do it. You're applying yourself. And this one may be a little bit more dull and boring, but it pays you more money. And of course, as I said, this one, more managerial, where I feel like people respect you for the role that you're in, and I feel you don't have too much interaction with others because they see your rank and they treat you differently. So are you going to get an opportunity? The answer is yes, okay, but it's the one that is your calling that you will choose, and I feel it's the one that is a little bit more standalone because you have that hermit energy. So I feel like you may be caught between two roles, even if you're putting your resume out there and you are looking for a job at this moment in time, and you're quietly quitting where you're at. I just see that there are 3 on offer, 2 that you'll really be caught by, and there's only one, of course, that is your true calling. So tap into your instincts because that is the one that is the way. Because I feel there's one of them that would, I mean, pay close attention to how you feel because you have the moon energy there. Because when you go in for an interview, you can get a measure of the place that you're connecting to. If it feels toxic, or if it feels like people are really like unhappy there, that is your red flag. That is your kind of indication that you could get stuck in that. So just be mindful. Okay. So I'm just going to remove my energy from that. A lot of you on a personal level, you are on top of your spending habits. I mean, there is this energy. I hate to give you this message, but there is a potential. It's only 8% of you that may encounter something that you'll need to repair and get someone in who is qualified to repair something in your home is what I'm seeing there. I would say looking at the hermit energy, some of you, this could be connected to boiler or heating in some way. I hate to give you that message, but that is there. So I feel like you will replenish your finances. It's frustrating that you'll have to dip into your savings for that. But for some of you, there may be some sort of insurance or something that covers that. So just look into that there as well. But I would say the outcome energy, we've got the hermit. A lot of you, there is this energy of needing to squirrel yourself away and reflect on your path and really focus on taking action on your path. And I feel that some of you are also thinking about retirement as well, because the hermit can be, as you're maturing, you're thinking about, you know, the path of your 401k, your pension pot, and it could be that you're actually thinking about those financial aspects. Some of you are thinking about generational wealth as well. You may be looking at structures in order to protect your finances, or even move your money about in order to double down or compound on your wealth so that you get better yield elsewhere, because you are learning more about money this month. Even though your houses are not influencing that, I feel like you're pushing against that a little bit in order to feel secure. Now, the bear is there. So that can indicate that, of course, there is an energy of needing to withdraw. You've been going through a lot. There's been a lot of pressure. You are exhausted. I would say take some quality rest. So some of you are working really hard to get ahead of yourself, perhaps to take a small break or maybe go and see family at some point there. But I feel like there's a very important call that comes for you in November, and it really is connected to your dreams, because we have a dream catcher right there. I feel like you need to withdraw in order to not have any distractions here. And I feel like you're on the move after a period of feeling stuck. I feel like suddenly, you know, this is a card that highlights that you have to make a decision. Okay, the Judgment is weighing up your options, letting go of one or letting someone down in order to do something else. You know, so I feel some of you may have a bit of a plot twist, as I mentioned earlier, in your schedule, but also in your decisions, where you're like, okay, both of these are great, but what is the better one? And you choose the better options. I mean, for some of you, if you're waiting for an appointment, and perhaps, you know, you have been waiting for some time regarding this appointment, I would say you may get a spontaneous, like last minute cancellation. The appointment will be yours, and you may have to rearrange your life suddenly in order to make that happen. Now, although I'm not getting the Justice card for you, I'm getting a very strong energy that some of you may be called to duty. There's like jury service here energy coming through. So some of you may get a call where you're like, oh, and I feel like you don't mind doing the jury service, but it clashes with something that you already have booked, and you may have to reschedule this. And they may at first say to you, oh, you can't do that. I mean, you have to have a good, you know, reason or excuse to get out of that. But I feel like you plead your case and they will weigh it up, they'll judge it, but I feel like they'll come through for you and they'll say, okay, and they'll give you another date. Don't worry about it, okay? I just want you to be aware of that. Now, I want to pull a card on this Devil card because, of course, you know, this card can indicate, you know, excess partying. So maybe you're flipping the script here a little bit where the fifth house is coming out to play, because the Devil card can be to release your passions, to get excited about life. But you have the Hermit, which is like to withdraw from that. So I just want to pull a card on this. A lot of you are being stricter with your diet, exercise routine this month, and toxicity, removing anything that is negative or toxic, staying away from temptations. For some of you, because Mercury will retrograde, this may be someone who is either a friend who is a bad influence or an ex who's a bad influence. This could be someone or something that you're tempted by, but I feel like you withdraw. You're removing your energy. Three of Swords. I mean, Three of Swords can indicate, of course, that things are hard right now. It's a challenge and you're a little bit worried or you feel a little bit stuck. What's the next card? King of Cups. Yeah, I feel that you are leaning in a little bit more to being sensitive, to being more open in your heart space, being open to, of course, opportunity and abundance. But I feel like, you know, there is a very important conversation that you have with a person, and I feel it's time to have this. So it's almost like a very cathartic conversation with a person. So that's coming out there as well. I've already mentioned that, so there's no point in going back on that. But the King of Cups is like, what would you love more of in your life? You have a lot of king energy here, which means you're dominating your energy this month and you're pushing against, you know, the natural energy, as it were, of your houses that make you seek, you know, fun and friendship and togetherness. And I feel like, yes, there is this energy of needing to come back to your center and do you, especially at the end of the month there, to withdraw. But I feel you could be perhaps tempted out to an event that you would love to do. I would say this Devil card, it's like, don't kind of like beat yourself up if you go out there and just like let your hair down, even though you've got responsibilities. Variety is the spice of life. I'm not sure why I'm getting that message, but it's just coming through. I feel a lot of you with that Three of Swords, you know, this can indicate a miscommunication or a misunderstanding with a person who perhaps is a Scorpio in their energy, or perhaps someone that is really close to you. And I would just say that this could, you know, cause a little bit of conflict, but I did mention this could be in and around the 19th of November because of the energy as well. But also I would say for some of you, you may have to cancel plans, or you may have to, let someone down. That's what I'm getting here, because the Judgment card is like you're weighing up your options. There's something you'd really like to do, but there's something you've got to do. So a lot of you, I'm getting this Devil energy as you being in a bit of a bind. You're caught between two and you have to make a decision. Now, I can't make that decision for you. You're going to really contemplate that. I would say, you got to do what you got to do, right? So I would say don't worry about it. I don't see this Devil card as negative, but I do feel that sometimes when we're alone and just forging away in the world, sometimes, intrusive thoughts can pop in there. And I feel that it's important to recognize connection is important as well. Okay, having that variety. And of course, the Judgment card, you're leaning into your sense of purpose. As I said, I feel this is like a bridging month for you, where the stuff you got to do, and it will be actually very successful for your future. It's like you're setting yourself up, you're in your plans, you're strategizing, you are stricter with your energy and with your money there. A lot of you are going to be saving, of course, in order to make sure that you have money for a larger purchase or for gifting season, perhaps. That's something that's coming out there as well. I would also say, and I don't let you give you this message, but it is coming through, there may be, especially since you have an authority card here and you have the Emperor in the reverse energy at first, it tells me that there could be like a minor disagreement with somebody in your workspace if you are in a career. Yeah, I would say also there could be a strong ally that surprises you there as well. Someone who backs you up or has the proof if you need to prove something there. But the majority of your energy, it's not like nothing's happening, because everything is happening this month. You're holding your life all together. You are managing all of your projects and the things that you want to do. I just feel like you're in your plans. You're deeply strategizing, keeping on course, and I feel like you're looking at what you need to do to close out the year so you can set yourself up for next year. And even though it's November, it's like 2025, you're over it. You want to get on to what's going on in 2026. And with that Judgment energy, I feel like you are kind of like renewing your energy, like having revelations about what you need to do. I feel like a lot of you, because there was that footstep there, you could be either restarting something or you could be taking a first step on something there. A lot of you, there is this energy of kind of, I would just say, suddenly you have more energy, suddenly you have more focus, suddenly you are kind of like rejuvenated, and that probably comes from a little bit of a break there that I see at the end of the month. I mean, a lot of you could be trying to get ahead of yourself this month in order to, take this break. But I would say you're just ruminating. This month is going to make you really lean into coming home to self, doing what you feel is right for you, learning more about what you're capable of. And I would say that whatever your plans are, they're going to be coming together. You're going to see monumental shifts where things are starting to go right for you. And I also see that there is some good luck here, but it's almost like you don't celebrate it. You're like, yeah, I'll celebrate later, when I just know where I'm really at, because it's like you got stuff to do. So I feel like you're in doing mode this month, and there's some big cards there for you. I mean, you have major arcanas all over your reading. So you have the Wheel of Fortune, the Moon, the Devil, and the Judgment. And then in between those, you have two big kings. So this is like a big month where you're like, I need to get clear. I need to understand. I need to move forward. Look at that. I am expanding. Yes, you are expanding. You are making positive changes for your future ahead. And your change starts with you. That's why you've got the Devil card right there. You're coming home to self, you're empowering yourself, taking leadership in your life, and you're looking at what tempts you, what triggers you. A lot of you are looking at what you reach for as a quick fix when you're under pressure. And I feel like you're just being stricter with yourself and saying, nope. Focusing on your health, focusing on, working on yourself for your future, I would say. I would also say that it's a nice tempered pace for you this month, but there will be some plot twists, some changes in schedule there as well. And I feel like, there's also that King of Swords, which is calling to me right now. Some of you are advancing in language skills, learning to articulate your needs from a healthy place. A lot of you could also be learning a language in order to broaden your reach or teach others, perhaps. But we've got I am expanding, okay? And it's number 33, which is a master number, very important. Any positive changes or projects you are considering right now will be worth your while. Expect that your power to manifest and create will be heightened. I mean, that's your 11th house. So yeah, it's thoughts become things. So you're ruminating, you're deep in thought about what's important. Be careful what you wish for because you might just get it. I definitely see that something is being delivered to you and I feel it's super positive. And you will celebrate at the end of the year, but just not in November for some reason. So I'm not sure what that could be, but it's coming out like that. Number 10, you have great leadership skills. So destined to be a leader or at least take the lead in your life. You are the main character in your story. No hidden in the shadows on the sidelines. This is about you stepping into your power and doing what you got to do. And there's a lot of success attached to that. Now, success, it looks differently for everybody. Success can be that you're invested in yourself, in your knowledge, in your body, in your diet, in your friendships, in your neighborhood. You know, there can be so much success in different areas. So it's all about your focus this month. And I feel like your focus are your plans and you, and you're locking it down to that at this moment in time. A little bit of family time perhaps there, but also I feel a need to withdraw, be independent, and do what you got to do in order to reach the next stage. So it says here, you have great leadership skills. Your mind is sharp. That's your King of Swords there. Allows you to dream up ingenious ideas and organize all the details. Then direct others how to carry things out. I am ingenious. I mean, some of you, especially if you run your own business, you could be actually outsourcing your ideas or your business in some way, like your accounts, perhaps, to make sure you free up some time for you. I would also say a lot of you may be even thinking about online sources of income, maybe pre-selling loved goods as well in the home space, rearranging and structuring finances. A lot of you could partner up with social media platforms to, you know, tell your story or at least give your opinion on how you feel about what's going on in the world or what's going on in your private life or whatever's going on in general, maybe in your career or even a career you once did if you're retired. It could be that you are expressing yourself, you know, opening your heart, your mind, and your feelings, and perhaps able to connect to people, inform them, educate them, but at the same time make money from, you know, whatever it is that you do. So you could be writing a book, as I said, about this as well. We've also got number 4, which is all about stability. Yep, your mind is firmly on structuring your finances. It says you bring stability and rationality to any situation. That's your 2 kings right there. You are the rock, and your hard work and perseverance will make you a dependable friend, partner, and colleague. Now, it did come up earlier about being a dependable friend there. Okay, so I definitely see that there are some clarifications with these last cards as to what's going on in your month ahead. I feel this is a month where you're going to be really proud of yourself, all the things that you did, and you're going to get that important call, which is exciting. And I feel you will celebrate in a month to come. Yeah, so it's 2 months to come because, of course, this is a reading for November. I feel like you will celebrate in December, potentially at the end of the year, the very end of the year. You'll allow yourself that moment to go, yes, I did it, whatever it is, because you did it, you're self-made. Whenever you get a King of Pentacles, it means you're self-made. You did this all by yourself. The universe sent you the opportunities and you utilized the moment. You were prepared for the success, whatever this means. And of course, if you are in training for something right now, whether that's educating yourself or whether that's you hitting the gym, I feel like you're going to see the results starting to take shape in November, but the best is yet to come in December for you, okay? So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or rune before we close. Okay, so we have an elephant, okay? So elephant does a lot of heavy lifting. There's an energy here of never forgetting the past, but removing any blockages that may have hold any power over your future happiness there. There's an energy here of listening with love, because we have a little heart on the ear of the elephant. As I said, I feel like you're going to meet a person who's a really good listener, someone who's going to listen to what you have to say. I feel like you're just venting, but you realize actually, you know, they care and they actually see you. So I feel there's a nice bond between you and a person. We got a backpack. So this means like utilizing all the tools that you have, being on the go, of course. For some of you, there could be some travel going on there with that hermit, but I didn't feel it so strongly in your energy. Maybe it's something you're planning. But, you know, whenever I see a backpack, it's like traveling light. So I feel a lot of you could be trying to simplify your life a little bit more this month and just do what you got to do in order to get to the big month or the big plans, you know, that you are strategizing at this moment in time. And of course, some of you may purchase tools or upgrade in some way in your life in order to streamline, because I feel like there's a lot of simplifying going on here. And we've got the musical notes, which means you're tuning in to how you feel. You're tuning into your instincts. You're elevating in your frequency. Music is going to help your mood as well. Pay close attention to any songs and their lyrics. I didn't get any through for you, but it indicates that there is a message in the song, so listen out. And I mean, music is going to help you power on through as well. The elephant is always removing obstacles and powering on through. And of course, the backpack indicates that, you know, you're traveling light, or you are decluttering, detoxifying, and just kind of simplifying the energy for you so that you can enjoy the ride a little bit more, but also be successful along the way. So I'll leave it there, my beautiful Capricorn. I hope something resonates in that reading for you. Thank you so much, and love and light.